It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here. This is The Scribble, 30 minutes of time-wasting fun, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Simple question on today's show. Are you getting sick of social media? Simple question. Have you had enough? Are you done? Are you just... Here's the thing. Now, I've long been on the record saying that I have no interest in social media. In fact, my Instagram page, when we created it, probably about... I don't even know how long ago it was. We were still on the radio. So let's say it was 7 or 8 years ago. We did it because, I was hosting a syndicated radio show and we were doing all these red carpets and travel shows. And they're like, you should probably have Instagram because, And my argument was always, we have our own website. We own our content. We host it on our platform so that we're not relying on, if this Instagram thing goes away or shuts down or whatever, right? That we don't lose everything, right? Like we can direct people to our website where we make money from the content. It's, we control what people are seeing when it comes to our content and we have their focus. And that's just a business, decision. Now, of course, obviously, you build your audience. We weren't selling a product per se, right? I mean, we would just get more listeners, which you could say would then in turn drive up our ad prices for companies wanting to advertise with us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, so I've long said that I've got no interest in it. And my bio or profile, what do you call it? My bio on Instagram even says I'm probably the only person in broadcasting that has no interest in social media. And I wrote a book called Put Down Your Damn Phone Already. But what's interesting though is lately, and that I own a couple of companies. So we have this broadcasting thing, this media company, and then we have e-commerce stores. And when I do go into those, like the Facebook account for one of them, the feed, the first thing that comes up on the feed, and I don't think that we follow our own pages, but other than that, we don't. So it's interesting to me when I go on to one of the e-com store's pages, the feed is always, without fail, some kind of weird like AI dating pages. So it'll be, old man, and it's spelled MANN, and then it's some AI image of a guy who is sitting there, an old man in an AI image. And then the caption or the text or whatever you call it, the post says, I have, lots of money. I have lots of money. I just need a good woman, plural, a good woman. And I look at that and go, okay, that's really odd because to me it screams fake, right? I just look at that and go, okay, not real. But the amount of comments, like the interactions that it gets, hundreds, sometimes even, thousands. Because again, it could be it's an image of he's got gray hair and he's maybe a little bit muscular. Sometimes he's standing in front of like a sports car or a mansion or, in a private airplane. And I'm amazed because I look at the comments and I'm sitting there thinking, people are falling, like, they can't be serious. Like they actually, like, really? And so just from that alone, like I said, I'm going on with our business page. So it's not like I'm scrolling my friends and family because that's not even connected to that page. Do you know what I mean? So, but I'm saying even like from a business account, I go and I look and that's what it's showing me. Facebook knows this is a business account. Why is it showing me scam dating pages? But the fact is, when you go and press block or don't show me this again or whatever I can't remember what it says on Facebook, but it's something to that effect, right? Block a page or don't show me this anymore. You can do that literally 100 times, as maybe I have actually, over the last few months. You could literally do that, but there's still more and more and more and more. And it's all the same thing. It's all these fake ass dating pages that are not real people. And but again, it just makes me go and say, why would anybody want to? In fact, it makes me not even want to scroll down to the second post, because I just think, oh, okay, well, Facebook thinks I'm interested in that now, and that's all it's going to show me. You kind of remember, like, like back in the day, the newspaper, you'd have the eye-catching image on the front page, and that would make you, or even a magazine, would make you buy it, right? Because that hooked you. So I look at Facebook or social media kind of the same way. So when I open it, and the first thing on my page, or the first post on my feed is some fake AI dating thing, why would I want to scroll, right? Just like you wouldn't buy the magazine if you're just seeing the cover and it doesn't catch your attention and doesn't make you go and say, hey, I need to read that story. So that's how I feel about social media. So because I've shared this story with some of my colleagues, we've had a discussion about it, and naturally we're going to talk about it on the show, right? So that's what we're talking about, is are you sick of social media? It starts on the Scribble right after this.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
JB here, back on the Scribble. So the question that I gave you at the start of the show was, are you sick of social media? And I guess the next question is, are you spending as much time on social media as you did, let's say, 1 year ago, 5 years ago? Is your I'm not talking about your screen time in general on your phone, because we know that that's probably through the roof for most people. I'm talking about social media. Like I don't have my phone here with me, but I don't have it when we do the show. It's not in front of me, but I'm guessing that if you were to go to my Instagram page, there's probably maybe, I don't even know, less than 10 posts from this year. Maybe close to 10. And I don't even know what the date is. But my point is that, I'm not going and posting things. And at the same time, I could not tell you. I've got a lot of cousins. I've got lots of family members. I couldn't tell you what's happening in most of their lives, and that's really how you find out, right? Is that you go to now. I can tell you about the cousins with whom I speak on a regular basis, and the family members that I'm in contact with, in the sense of we text or we hang out or we have phone calls. Yeah, I can tell you what's going on in their lives. But if our only connection is through a social media page, I have no idea what's happened in your life, truly, because I don't look. It's not that I was going to say, it's not that I don't care. I guess it is that I don't care, because if I did, we'd have more personal interactions. We wouldn't depend on me having to scroll and see what's happened in your life. We would have that communication where you would tell me what is going on in your world. So, the whole thing about, are you sick of social media? And we're in a group in our 40s and 50s and 60s here, so we're obviously the older generation. Because social media is so new for the younger generation, so we're talking your teenagers in your early 20s, that they are spending a shit ton of time on it, right? Because, I had a picture come up from one of my cousins, and she's got quite a few kids, and there's a shot of the three of them. They're young kids, they're like less than 10 years old, are sitting on a couch together, so three of them in a row. Each of them is holding a phone. So I'm not going into the whole, parenting by screen or any of that. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is it's that generation that once they're old enough is going to start to post and post and post. I think for a lot of people now, if you've been on social media for, let's say, even 10 years, is it kind of getting boring already for you? Like, are you reaching that point where you're just going and saying, okay, I think it's kind of enough broadcasting my day-to-day. When you think about even just a regular TV show, or just any that, or even like a job, right? You get 2 weeks off, or you get weekends off, or you get whatever. I mean, I think people have maybe sort of built social media around like a daily kind of a thing. That, if you go away for 4 days, you believe that, people are going to start to panic because you haven't been on there and you're out of touch. And to me, I don't know. So going back to that whole thing about, like the fakeness and something else that I noticed when I opened the Instagram account was there was an ad that hit me. So the first thing that it shows me it isn't somebody that our page follows. It isn't something that I want to see. It's either giving me a suggestion of a page to follow, or it was giving me an ad right away. So again, when you're hit with an ad, and then you scroll, and then the second thing is not even a page that you follow. It's a suggestion again. And then the third is maybe somebody that you follow. And then the fourth is another suggestion. Like it's almost like, you think about a magazine, again, going back to that reference. They don't get into the stories right away in a magazine, right? You've got those first cover ads. You got the inside cover ad. You've got maybe another ad. Then you might have the table of contents. Then you'll have another ad. You don't get into the actual editorial for 6, 7, 8 pages in, because you're just full of ads right at the front. And so I think, social media, it's we know that it's just ads in our face the whole time. And then with this whole AI thing, and I think that that's also where, you hear about local news, right? Or the mainstream media, fake news, and that's why people are tuning out. I kind of equate that same belief to social media, right? If I know that I'm going to open Facebook and it's just going to be these fucking stupid fake AI dating pages, why would I spend time on Facebook, right? I don't want, because it's going to aggravate me. It's going to irritate me. It's showing me stuff that I don't want to see, even when I tell it not to show it to me. And so I stay away from it, right? I'm talking from my personal, obviously our business account continues posting. I'm saying for me, now it doesn't show me those things on my own. Maybe, I don't know why it's showing it to our business account, but I get a lot of just ads for other businesses. And now again, my page is a personal page, so maybe it's designed to flash me ads for, consumer products or consumer services, whereas a business account, it's for some reason showing you different groups, and groups that you don't even subscribe to, and again, why would we have something for like old men or old man and MANN or OLDD? Like there's always some kind of weird sort of spelling into these groups. And then again, it makes you kind of wonder, why is Meta, whichever you want to call it, Facebook, Meta, Instagram, whatever, like why are they allowing something like that? I thought that they have this technology that's detecting AI, and it's, didn't you have to, years ago, didn't they want you to submit your ID, or they could shut down your page if they thought your name was fake? Didn't that happen to drag queens, if I'm not mistaken? Because the drag queen would use the stage name, and then Facebook would shut them down. Well, I mean, Facebook, yeah, they're homophobic, so that's probably what it was. But I thought that there was a thing where, yeah, if it wasn't your real name, they could shut down your page, or they would shut it down. So now, suddenly, you can have all these fake AI dating pages, which, again, I don't really know what the point is. Maybe, again, I haven't looked. Maybe there's a link to a scam dating site or something. Like, I don't get what the purpose is of that post. So maybe there is a person on the other end who's created the AI image and is pretending to be the old man. But again, it's an actual page, though. It's not a person posting it. So unless that entire page is a big scam, like what is it asking people to do? There's probably links for people to click and to, maybe that's stealing your information. I don't know. But like I said, when you just see the amount of fakeness on there. And same thing with Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. I don't care what it's called. But so we go onto our business account with Twitter, and the inbox, what is it called on Twitter? Is it called the inbox? DMs, messages, whatever. You have your regular ones, like your regular messages from our potential customers or whatever that are messaging. But then you have that like there's always that secondary mailbox that is the ones that it kind of like filters and thinks that these ones are spam or something, whatever it's called, like it shows you kind of that other. So when you click on that, all it is, now again, I'm talking about a men's swimwear store with an audience of primarily gay men. Almost all of these messages in that secondary box are female. Melissa, hi, you look dangerous. Hi, you look, like trouble. Hi. And so I don't even bother with me. But you just see that and go, that's what that entire box is. It's all just junk spam. I mean, it wasn't like that before. So again, now I'm saying that it's trained me to not want to look at that because I already know what's being filtered into it. Now, there's a chance that you could miss a customer message because maybe it would go into that, and it has in the past. But like I said, it makes me not even want to open the app because it's just like, I don't want to look at the DMs because it's going to be 95% of them that kind of garbage. And same thing with the Twitter feed, where what I've seen is you open it and it's these, I don't know if they're real pictures of guys that they've done AI to it or if whatever, but it looks like they've got just these giant, massive rubber cocks in their pants so that you can see the outline of it. And it's and then all the comments say, like the post says, I'm not ashamed to admit it. And then it's got the pride flag, which I don't understand. So you're admitting that you're flag. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm flag. And they all say that. All of them. So the guy is standing there. It's a selfie picture, and you see the outline of this massive. And when I say massive, we're talking, it's got to be at least 10, 12, like 14 inches. And like I've noticed some of them, and I go, that's not even real. Just simply where the anatomy. Like one time, it almost looked like it was growing out of the guy's, hip or his, almost like it was growing out of his belly button. It was so high up, and I'm thinking, going, these bots just don't know anatomy. They don't know where your penis grows on a guy because that's not where it's positioned on a human body. But again, you go to the comments and you just see how many people are like, oh, baby, I would take that and whatever. And again, I sit here going, these people think this shit is real. How do you think this shit is real? No, it makes me want to become a scammer. Doesn't like seriously? I sit there and go, I could easily take these people for money then, like it just makes me want to think I could clean out these people if they are this fucking stupid, thinking that these dating pages are real men or these, obviously fake dongs in somebody's shorts. But the thing is that that's what they all are. On Twitter, I swear to you, if I were to close it and open it every 10 minutes for 5 hours, that's going to be probably the first post that it shows me almost every time. Because like I said, I open our business account and I'll look at the statistics or whatever, you look at the things that it gives you, and that's almost without fail. That's what the very first post is. It's going to be I'll admit it, I'm a flag, and then the fake picture of that. And I don't get it because, like I said, why does it make me want to go onto Twitter? Obviously, we're going to because it's a business account, and that's where our audience reaches out to us, and it's a sales channel basically. But for my own, we have it programmed that it for our daily entertainment headline show. Other than that, we don't use my Twitter now at all. So I don't even know what it shows me on mine. I haven't looked at that literally in months. We're still posting on it every day when we do the entertainment show, but that's through the web platform. It's not on the app, so we're not actually opening the Twitter app. It's just done on a computer, like on an office computer. So it'd be interesting if I clicked on the feed to even just on a computer, what would it show me? But for some reason, they seem to think that our e-commerce stores are desperately single and trying to find a flag, and I just don't get it. So it makes you wonder, is the algorithm just really missing the mark on that, or like why is it? Nothing about selling men's swimwear would indicate that the owner of the page is a single man looking to date. Do you know what I mean? Unless somebody understands the whole algorithm thing better, let me know. But why would a business account be going and looking at dating pages? You'd think that if Facebook was smart, it would show you pages for business-related businesses, if that makes sense, right? Like it would show me payroll software or tax filing providers, or office supplies, or things like that, right? That would make sense to show a business account. But dating, gay dating pages they're not even gay dating pages. They're, like I said, it's the old man looking for women. Money is no issue. I have lots of money. I'll take care of you. Like what? Why would you be showing that to a gay-owned business? It doesn't make sense to me. So send me your thoughts about that live, live at jbonair.com, live at jbonair.com. The other thing that's kind of, I think, driving a lot of people away is that I remember years ago it was kind of like a dating. I remember people kind of coming to the Facebook page, and first thing they would look at is to see if you're single, right? Because social media kind of became a dating platform for everybody. But now it's really just one big marketplace for people selling. Everybody's life is suddenly a product. And so I'm going to talk about that on the Scribble right after this.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
It's never too early to start thinking about your next holiday. Have you checked out Mexico recently? From tequila tasting, swimming with horses, to ziplining through the jungle and watching whales and dolphins in their natural habitat, Puerto Vallarta has it all. Visit mexico.jbonair.com to see all the fun PV has to offer. That's at mexico.jbonair.com for hundreds of photos, interviews, and videos from around the tourist hotspot. Check out mexico.jbonair.com for all the fun. That's mexico.jbonair.com.
JB here on the Scribble. It was one thing back in the day to post a picture of your, amazingly delicious dinner, and, you got these food pictures, and by now the food is even cold because you've spent so much time fussing over photography of the food that's going to take you about 4 minutes to devour. And then it was, a little bit, we were jealous over your vacation photos, right? That was kind of the big thing. You totally didn't even enjoy the vacation because you were so focused on getting posts up there literally, in the moment. But now everybody's selling something. Now everybody's just, and it's not even necessarily just the home businesses anymore. It just, you don't even know what's legitimate. Is the person being paid to endorse it? But I've always kind of felt, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate when our customers of our stores, they're happy about the product, and so they post it and they mention it and they tag the company and whatever, and that's wonderful, right? It's free advertising. But I guess what's different though is I'm seeing them wearing the product, so it's not like they're just bullshitting me. They have the swimwear. They're wearing it on the beach. Now, I would question as a viewer is, okay, but did he get the swimwear for free? Right? Is he... I hate the word collab. It just fucking drives me insane. Our company doesn't do that with anybody. We have never just sent somebody... And there's messages all the time. I get them forwarded to me from our crew. And now I've just said no. The answer is no. We don't do it. We've never done it. You just don't... You don't just message a company and say, send me something. I've seen them because, there was one actually the other day. The message just said, sponsor me. What does that even mean? I don't know. Are you doing a book-a-thon? Are you doing a spelling bee? What am I sponsoring? I don't get it. What does that mean? But people just have this that you can just go to a company and just say, give me stuff. Now, there are people who do kind of the pitch, right? They'll kind of do the, hey, I'd love to wear your product. I've got 50,000 followers or whatever. They do that sales. But at the same time, I sit there and go, they just copy and paste that. This is just a pitch that they're doing, just to go and get free shit. And so again, we've never done it. We won't ever do it. I don't subscribe to that whole influencer thing, because at the end of the day, we have certain ways that our products are displayed and promoted and shared. And also too, I mean, we do something called Friend Friday, where every week it's basically people who have sent in photos of their purchases. So I mean, I look at that and go, we have people who are buying the product, so they're paying for it, and they're sending us images to post for free on our page. So those are genuine testimonials. That's the best kind of a review that you can get and then give, right? For us, that's the best. We give that review to the audience now, right? Because so the customer gives it to us, and then we give it to the audience. That's the best testimony you can have, because we've got a backlog of I don't even know how many months worth of photos, because you don't post 40 things on a Friday or in a day. So, we bank them, right? We have them, and we have probably the next 5-6 months of Fridays already set up. So I look at that and go, I didn't have to give these people free shit because they just, because they demanded it. Send me one. We might offer a discount. We might offer and say, would you like a $10 off gift card, or would you like buy one, get one free? Because you still need to give us some kind of money. That's the thing here. If you're going to support our business, then okay, depending on the situation. But if you come at us just out of nowhere, sponsor me, fuck off. And there's sometimes if I've been sassy, I will, because again, they don't really forward them to me anymore, but at the beginning they were, I would say, this isn't a pretzel stand. People would ask for a sample. Can you send me a sample? I'm like, no, this is the mall pretzel stand. Go, you buy products. If you want them, you buy them. And if you don't like them, then you return them, or whatever it is. But, and then another time I've said, does that work at Best Buy if you go in and just say, give me a TV? That's essentially what you're doing to this, even though it's clothing. But I mean, you're basically just expecting, and then there's also times where I'll reply and say, is this a holdup? Or are you robbing us? Send me a thong, somebody had sent before. I'm like, not even a hello. And then you go and look and they don't even follow the page. So I'm kind of sitting there going, again, you don't even support the company. But what a stupid business model. Isn't that a stupid business model? That you would just send people free things. They don't follow you. They've never been a patron. They've never, but just give me stuff. So that's what I'm saying is people's pages are, just big endorsement deals. And again, I'm not even talking about quote unquote influencers. I'm talking about just, people in general. There's a shout out to companies. There's this and that, which I guess is helpful if you're needing, a roofing company or this landscaping company did your front grass and you want everybody to see how great it is. Fine. But again, I sit there and go, did they offer you a discount for posting that? Did you, right? Because that back in the day, that's what it was. They would put a lawn sign in front of your house when they were doing your roof or whatever it was. And then they would say, well, we'll give you $50 off if we can, for the sign in the front lawn. And I would say, how about we flip this around? You pay me $50 to put it on the front lawn. If you're wanting to use my property as advertising space, you can pay me. That's also just maybe my years in broadcasting and media that make me respond that way. The neighborhood that I live in, it's a very expensive neighborhood. So yeah, that's actually $50. Fuck off with $50. That's going to do sweet fuck all for me. But I'll charge you a discounted rate if you want to advertise on the amount that I pay for, property tax and crap is, $50. Can't even do anything with $50 these days. But again, just social media is just showing you garbage. It's not showing you what you want. I mean, Facebook, didn't they do something like if you, there's a different kind of version of Facebook now where it will show you more of what you want to see. And I sit there and go, why did it ever stray from that though? That was kind of the whole idea about social media was you follow people and that's what it shows you. And instead, let's say you scroll through the first 10 posts or the 10 things that are coming up on your feed, count them. Do it right now if you're listening to this in your phone. Like I said, my phone's not here, so I can't tell you, but do it right now. If you open one of the social apps, Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, count the first 10 How many of them are your actual pages that you follow? How many of your family members come up in those first 10 pages? Or first 10 posts, sorry. How much of it is what you actually wanted to see? And by wanted to see, I mean pages that you follow, or people, or whatever. Because it could be a business, right? The first 10, is it more than 5 or less than 5? Just as I said, when I open our business account, or whatever, it's the first 10 are definitely not people that we follow. So again, why do I have to search and search and search to find what it is that I'm actually on there for? Let's say that my page, like my friends or whatever on Facebook, is just family members and friends. Just that. So let's say that it's only like 50 people. Mine has a lot more because I was on the radio for years, and so I probably don't even probably don't even know the names of 90% of the people that are on there. So let's say that my page is 50 people. It's just friends and family that I follow or that are friends on there. That I'm going to look at that and go, if I got to search to find where Jane's page is or Bob's page is, like why isn't it ever showing me Bob? And again, you can go and say, well, you don't go to Bob's page very often, so it doesn't think that you want to know about Bob. Well, because I guess I forgot about Bob because I'm bombarded with ads, and so I just quickly close the app because it's showing me crap that I don't want to see. So I flee, I leave. It's not making me want to stay on the app for long. Because you scroll, and then eventually just go and say, I don't want to see any of this shit, and then you close it. Maybe you go back, in 20 minutes just to see again, but it's not, like I find now that apps, and because we have our own app, we've got our own Club Buff app for our coffee company, a lifestyle entertainment app, we can see the statistics of how long people will open the app for. And the session on an app can range from anywhere between 30 seconds and 2 or 3 minutes. So, with your so when you open Instagram, I mean, are you on it for a good 20, 30 minutes straight? Or are you on it, scroll a little bit, maybe a minute and a half, and close it? Maybe you open it 100 times in the day and each one is a minute and a half. But I'm saying is, if you're using Instagram, are you sitting there inside that app, using that app with it open on your screen for 30, 45 minutes straight? Maybe you are. Maybe I just don't use, I said I don't use them, but I don't know. I don't know that there's any app on my phone. I know that I'll cycle through them, as I was just saying. You open one, you look for something, then you close it, right? Just like a web browser, close it. And then, or a food app, okay, I'm going to scroll the restaurants, and then I close it. I don't think there's any app on my phone that I keep open for, 5 minutes at a time. Again, unless I'm reading, the news, or if I'm watching a YouTube video or something, okay, fine. But the other apps, like the productivity apps or anything like that, or the entertainment apps, I guess you'd call it, I don't know. I don't have Facebook open for a good 10, 15, 20 minutes. Never. So, are you finding that your social media habits are changing? Do you find that maybe you're still posting a lot, but then you're just not viewing other people's are you just now you're just pushing out your own stuff and not spending as much time looking at other people's things? Is that what you're doing? Is that something that's happening for you? I'd love to hear your experience or what you're doing now. Live, LIVE at jbonair.com. Live at jbonair.com. I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, I guess it's, is it getting people out into the world more now? But, they're certainly not putting down the phone. I mean, like I said, when I walk through, if I go through the mall food court, which I did the other day, I did a test. I kind of did a check. I said, I wonder if I can look at 10 people and see if I can go 10 people without seeing somebody on their phone. You know what I mean? Or people walking towards me. Can I pass 10 people that are not clutching their phone or looking at it? And I couldn't. It's not a very big mall, but because I walk through it to go to another store on the other side. But so from the time that I walk through it, which is maybe about a 2-minute walk or so. Well, yeah, it depends if I'm, let's say in 2 minutes walking through a mall, I cannot get more than 10 people without seeing somebody holding or looking at their phone that are walking towards me. So, again, are they on social media? I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I'm guessing they are. So are you kind of sick of it? Are you just sort of done? Is it the fake AI, the fake news, the gloom and doom of it all? I'm wondering if for this older generation that, like I said, we're 40s, 50s, and 60s here. Well, I guess Bond's in her 70s. Are we tuning out of social media? Now you hear about how, okay, well, Facebook isn't cool anymore, and so nobody uses Facebook, only old people. Are old people still using it though, or has the dawn of a new, era come? Like we always hear about, well, social media is not going anywhere. It's definitely not going anywhere. I don't know. I think that maybe at some point people are just going to go and say, kind of sick of it. It's just fake stuff. It's just those chat bots. It's just, that's, I think, why so many people fled Twitter. And what's the other one? The meta one, Threads. That never really took off anyway. But so when we open that one for our swimwear store is fake. It's AI. Military guys who will again proclaim that they're gay, and I don't care what people think, and I have the support of my family, and people don't understand the challenges of being gay, whatever. And I just look at that and go, like, where does that come from? Like, what's the? Not that we ever took Threads seriously to begin with, but that's all it is. There's one guy that I've seen, and like I said, I'm not on there every day, but his post, and I don't know if he's a bot. I haven't looked at his profile, but I just remember seeing. I know what he looks like to see him. Yep, still single. Or why won't anyone want to date me? So I don't know if that's attention getting, right? Because now people are going to say, oh my God, you're hot. I would date you. So it could be a self-esteem booster. But again, I think, how do you just not feel so incredibly, like, pathetic? I was going to say lonely or sad or desperate, but that's totally how it comes across. The fact that I'm not on Threads every day, but I've already recognized you as being the whining single, why won't, maybe I'm too old, nobody dates an old guy, whatever. And meanwhile, he's like in his fucking early 20s. So again, it just makes me not want to go onto Threads, because now all I know is just going to be AI military guys that are complaining about, people don't love me because I'm a flag, and they do the rainbow flag icon or emoji or whatever you call it. And that's like, what do I get? What do I gain from that? What's the purpose? I don't engage with it. It's not hooking me. It's not making me now go to, because I'm looking at it going, well, it's an AI thing. So I'm not going to go to it to get turned on by some computer images of a random thing that's not real. I'm not like, what? So again, I don't have a personal Threads account. I've never been on it. As myself, and I said before on the show, I've never even been on TikTok ever. I've never downloaded the app. We don't have it for any of our businesses. I've never been on TikTok, so it's not something that I can relate to. So I have no stories to tell about TikTok. I've never been on it. But Threads, when I've gone on it with our swimwear store, that's all I've seen. Is just these, I'm 40 years old. Meanwhile, it's not a 40-year-old guy. So I don't know if that's just soliciting comments of, oh my God, you look good for 40, or no way you're 40. And maybe it's a dating thing, right? Maybe it's a flirting thing. I'm not really sure. So as I said, so just with all of that I've just told you, it makes me never wanting to go on social media. I don't wake up and think, okay, I'm gonna rush to Facebook and see. Truthfully, I think on my phone, well, I've got a work phone and a personal phone. On my personal phone, no, now that I think about it, my personal phone, I think, has our business account on it. What I'm saying is, I more so log into our business accounts than my own personal one. I don't know if it shows you still. It used to show you back in the day about like how long ago the person had signed on. I don't know if it still does that. But yeah, mine would perhaps even say that it was, days ago or like a week or two ago, because I'm trying to think. Well, I don't know if it was Facebook or one of them that actually sent me an email essentially asking me if I was, in not so many words, but asking if I'm still alive. It's kind of it was giving you a nudge to go and say like, hey, you haven't posted in a long time. I don't remember how long it was, if it was 2 weeks or something, but I remember thinking, wow, Facebook is saying, come back, open the app, use your account. I don't know if it still does that. That was a few years ago. But it's kind of weird how it's kind of like, do you not love us anymore? Where did you go? I have a fucking life is what the problem is. I don't care. I never have cared. Like I said, we got to wrap this up. But like I said, if I care about you because we have a personal connection, right? We hang out, we talk on the phone, we go, we video chat or whatever it is that we do. I don't carry on any relationships with anybody through social media. I just don't. And that could be cousins, that could be whoever it is. I don't have any. If we don't speak on the phone, we're not friends. If we don't do video calls, we're not friends. If we don't hang out, we're not friends. And that's just the way it is. I don't have social media relationships. I just don't. I never have. I have no interest in it. So that's that. Now, you could go and say, well, wait a second, didn't your husband? No, well, my husband was listening to me on the radio, and then eventually, after however many months of messaging or emailing the radio show, then added me on Facebook. So in a sense, I guess I did kind of make a good friend, 10 years ago on social media, but he was through the radio show, and he just happened to look me up. So, okay, fine. But other than that, no, I don't care what people are doing in their lives. I have no interest in it. I don't think that anybody wants to know what I ate for breakfast or, whatever today. I just don't do it. And I never have. So again, share your thoughts live at jbonair.com, live at jbonair.com. We are out of time. And, don't add me on social media because I don't really post anything. And I don't care what you're doing today. My name is Jeremy Bradley. This is The Scribble. I'll talk to you next time.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com. Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.